Well, it's time to go racing at Darlington. This egg-shaped oval in South Carolina is the host of our next race, and on pole is your points leader, Joe Sandroch, and ironically to the outside in second is second in points, Jeffrey Buford. Then third, you have Steve Morgan. Fourth, Juan Garcia, ranking out the top five, Jonathan Buford. Then sixth, you have Jose Fernandez. Seventh is Eli Bright. Eighth, Michael Ferris. Ninth, Alexander, and ranking out the top 10, Roland Cook. Then for the rest of you, got John West and Jeff Bright. They have Gatlin Downey and Jay Jefferson, along with Colton Yo and Steve Larker. And then you have Christian Parker and Max Anderson. Code Luigi, and then Isaac Nichols. Then there's Tim Randolph and Michael Sanders, TJ Hanley and Adam McDowell. They have Luke Rainey and Roland Emmerich, Patrick Smith and Marcus Sachi. They have Hunter Powers and Joe Jefferson, Jake Galloway and Justin Heath. Then James McCurlgan and Jim Gambit, Justin Zidell and Wyatt Walker, along with Jonathan Rains and John Gambit. Then Jason Larker and Marco Chapez, ranking up the field final row. Alex Stewart, the 39, who's outside, is the 15, Levi Shones. Start out the Southern 300 at Darlington. Up front, the two drivers' top 2 points. Sandroch leads to the green flag after this start and command.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
All right, boys, pace and rhythm all day today. Driver's compartment, crew chief, pit crew. Pace and rhythm all day, that's all we need.
42 cars are off the starting grid for 30 laps here at Darlington. Too tough to tame is the nickname it's given. Some drivers might get the Darlington stripe here tonight. One will reign victorious. They might even have a Darlington stripe. So the pace car is in. 30 laps as we mentioned. The front 2 points start 1-2. Sandroch trying to extend his points lead and get a victory, his first of the season. They come down the front stretch. They'll see the restart zone. When does Sandroch step on the gas? He has control for the start. Green flag is waving. We're racing at Darlington. Sandroch doing a great job. He gets clear as they come down the backstretch. Steve Morgan gets clear for second. Jonathan Buford up to third. It's the battle for fourth as Juan Garcia nails the wall and knocks it down as they race through 3 and 4. And off of 4 they come. Sandroch leads lap 1 as the front few get away. It's the battle for fourth as Jose Fernandez tries to get around. Does get around Jeff Buford for the 4th position. The 22 car now up there. Jeff Buford drops back to 5th on the start. Eli Bright to 6th, those front 6 pull away. Then Alexander Rowe in 7th, Michael Ferris 8th, John West 9th, and Gatlin down rounds out the top 10 in the 10th position. Garcia and Co. Luigi in a side-by-side battle. Luigi trying to gain spots. There's Jeff Bright going backwards. Jay Jefferson the 1 as well on the top side. And now these guys are going to try and get into the draft of the 20 car and run Sandroch down. Look at the view from the front stretch. How far away those drivers are as they now race down the backstretch. Pretty good run there for Sandroch in the 3 and 4, but Steve Morgan drives it hard. Jonathan Buford behind him. Look at the run for the 99 Morgan as they come down the front stretch. Oh, did he ever get a run down the front stretch? He might look to the inside this time. Couldn't get it done there, but he has a huge run to Sandroch. And these 6 have pulled away. It just takes one small slip up by someone to get into the wall, and they'll get forced back to the back of the field they're running in. Because normally over the course of these Darlington races, we've seen packs evolve where it's separate packs. As you can see right there, there's one pack, then there's another, another, another. And now Sandroch has pulled away in that cleaner. Steve Morgan got a little tight, had to slow up there, and allows Jonathan Buford to get to his back bumper, and allows the 20 car to pull away and have a breather just for a little bit. Now down the backstretch they come. Still trying to stay in that draft of the 20. Oh, look at the battle for 4th. Jeff Buford trying to get those positions back after starting 2nd, falling back to 5th on the initial start. Trying to get to the inside of the 22 Fernandez. Eli Bright trying to get to the inside of the 62. Look at that nice throwback for the 88 of Eli Bright. Throwing back to the Olympic scheme with Exalta as the sponsor. And the American flag on the back half. Pretty sweet there. Another one of the throwbacks that I know of. Code Luigi in the 32 has one. He's right now currently scoring the 13th position right there. Just running around single file. He might get to the inside for 12th right here as he's looking on Christian Parker in the 40. It's a pretty good run right there, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it done. He was a little too tight off the corner there to make it work. Just a few cars behind is Adam McDowell in the 16. He has a throwback right there. Number 16, he's run 16th, actually. He's right behind his teammate. Michael Sanders trying to get around the 87 Roland Cook. Behind the 60th to 70 of Luke Rainey also has a throwback. And then we go a few cars back to the 30 of Joe Jefferson also with the throwback. So he's been fading here later in this season. He needs to win badly to get into the chase. And I believe that might be all the throwbacks that we have in the field, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I believe that's all. I believe that was only 41 cars. The one of Jay Jefferson has a lap down gearbox issues. So Jefferson will be out of this race in the 42nd position. Not the way he wanted his Darlington race to go. Not even going to be able to complete a third of the race. Look at Buford going for second on Steve Morgan. They come down the front stretch. Didn't have the run to do it, though. I believe he might be able to hold on to third here, as Fernandez might get caught up top in the 22. And Johnson still looking on Morgan for second. Now he has a nose under him as he comes off of 2. As long as he doesn't get tight, he has a run right here. Eli Bright, the 88 to the inside. Fernandez for 5th. As still for second. Buford trying to keep Morgan up there and trying to bring the other Buford with him. Jonathan gets to second. Jeffrey will try and go for third, but Steve with the power off the top might be able to clear going into turn 1. And this battle has allowed the A2 of Alexander Rowe to catch up, the 18 Michael Ferris, the A9 John West, and the 52 of Gatlin Dunny. They have Colton Yo back here, Christian Parker, Cole Luigi, and Roland Cook. Sam George was loving what he's seen all these battles for a second and whatnot. It's really allowed him to keep that race lead for now. But we're only a third of the way through the race this time. It'll be 10 laps down in a 30-lap race. It's a single file train behind the front view. But anything can happen. One small mistake by that 20 car and John Buford could get to the inside. Buford looks like he has the faster car right now as he goes through 1 and 2. He is closing on that 20, but can he get around him? It's so hard to pass here at Darlington. Very limited opportunities to get by. Now through 3 and 4. Joe Sandrovich, the runner-up in Season 1 in the championship. Lost it to this man right here, the 5 of Jeff Bright. Jeff currently in the 18th position. It's not been the season he's won. He's still looking for his first win. He's won here at Darlington in the past. So Sandrovich looking to get back to victory lane, and then he won't have to worry about keeping this points lead that he has to get into the chase. As we've been mentioning, your points leader at the end of the regular season gets into the chase no matter what. Sandrovich right now has that points lead without a win, but a win would just lock him in already, so he's leading the points. So I don't think he would fall low enough to be able to fall out of a chase position if he wins. So this win is going to be a safety in case he loses that points lead, which right now that 20 team has been on fire as of late. And they don't look like they're showing signs of stopping anytime soon. Looking for second, Steve Morgan back, trying to get to the inside of the 28. Eli Pride, the 88 and 6, has kind of fallen into the clutches of Alexander Rowe, the 82. There's fights all over the track. There's not really any side-by-side, though, as everyone's just trying to get by here. As Colton Yo is really the last car in this train. In 11th, as Parker and Luigi had a little bit of a scuffle there coming off of turn 4. Luigi looked to the inside of the 4 and just could not get anything done there. Car's blowing up there. It's the 09. Patrick Smith is blowing up. Another mechanical issue. This time a Toyota has failed, and he'll be out of this race. So Smith now out, along with Jay Jefferson, both of them with mechanical issues. That one on the 09 was a camshaft. So a gearbox and a camshaft, not looking good here at Darlington. So many mechanical failures. Coming to halfway this time by, Sandrovich will lead the most laps right here. He'll lead 15 of the 30, so if he was get past this time, and say it was the 28 who passed him, and the 28 went on to lead the rest of the race, they would tie in most laps led. That's 5 bonus points for Sandrovich toward his points lead. And Buford has distanced himself from 3rd, 4th, 5th on back. But now Steve Morgan coming back together in the draft. Jonathan trying to do anything he can to get by that 20 Sandrovich. As we see 14 laps go now, Sandrovich has locked up the most laps led here tonight. He's led 16 of the 30 laps. Look at the battle for 3rd. Jeff Buford not giving up quite yet. She's trying to limit the amount of points Sandrovich can gain on her. Look at Jonathan, he has a run this time. Sandrovich trying to block it off. They come down the front stretch. 13 laps to go. Jonathan Buford trying everything he knows to get by this 20 car. But Sandrovich is a veteran in the Target Series. He's won races before. He's competed for championships. He knows what it's like under pressure. Jonathan knows the same thing. And he probably wouldn't be afraid to give Sandra Rhodes a little bit of a bump and run. Here we go for third. Jennifer Buford back to the inside. Steve Morgan. Jennifer going to try and get up there and help Jonathan up there, but has to get back in line in front of the 22 Fernandez. Fernandez almost had a peek to the inside for fourth right there. I thought he was gonna. Once again, the front two pull away. In fact, the front 10 have pulled away as something happened with 11th place. Even more issues. Did 11th come down? Colton Yo has just stopped on the backstretch. Another mechanical issue. Cars are dropping like flies. Darlington taking a toll on equipment. He stopped on the backstretch. So let the yellow come out. We stay green for now. Coming to 10 laps to go. Sandrovich still leading, but this allowed the front 10 to kind of get away now. As they battle back here, this is for 12th. Code Luigi in the 32 up top as Rowan Cook will get around in the 87. So Luigi will fall back to 13th, possibly even 14th, 15th. As the two is now on pit road. But is he going to be out of this race now? 10 laps of racing to go, Darlington. The lady in black. Who's going to be able to tame her here tonight? Will it be Sandrovich, who's dominated? Will it be Jonathan Buford? Will it be Steve Morgan? Will it be someone else? Buford really packed up the corner that time. Maybe tried to get a push from Morgan, but Morgan looks to the inside. Couldn't get it done. 9 laps to go. Steve Silicon to the inside. Jonathan, I don't know if it's going to work out. He gets a nose. Down the backstretch they come, side by side for the second position. Jonathan Buford up top. Steve Morgan down low. Steve powers into 3 on the bottom lane. He'll clear Jonathan Buford easily. Now as Jennifer gets to the inside for third. As Jonathan pulls away down the front stretch. It's still the battle for third. Jennifer looks to the inside. Jonathan. And the 28 might fall all the way to the back end of this top 10. So it'll fall to 4th, 5th. All the way back. The 28 still fading. Back to 6th now. Maybe even 7th as the 18 Michael Ferris will look to the inside. Jonathan just trying to keep it out of the wall at this point. The 82 will go around. The 18 will go around. Back now to 8th. He can still lose 2 more positions. John West looks to the inside. He'll fall back to 9th. Now all the way back to the back of this field in 10th. That's from 2nd. You make one small mistake from 2nd all the way back to the end of the top 10 in 10th. And Sandrovich hoping that mistake does not happen to him here tonight. Coming around, see 6 laps to go this time. But Steve Morgan is gaining on him. That 99 car is pretty fast, and he has the second fast car here, Jennifer Buford, who started on the outside of the front row, pushing that 99 up towards the front. 6 to go. Steve a little bit lower, gets to the end. Their contact! The 99 to the wall! Buford trying to get by! Morgan got into the 20th Sandrovich. They make contact and beat him banging. Now Jennifer trying to get to the inside Sandrovich. But Sandrovich holds it for now. But does the damage on the 20 slow him down? Chaos here at Darlington. They make contact for the race lead. Now 5 laps to go. If the yellow comes out, the race is over. The 20 I think is definitely slower with the damage. But can Jennifer get by? Back to the inside of the 20 they go. Sandrovich trying not to give it up. The contact may just hurt the 20. Sandrovich falls back to 2nd with the damage. And Jennifer going to try and get out of here. Fernandez trying to get by the 20 as fast as he can to have a shot. Eli Brand, the 88, up into contention. Now sees 4 laps of racing to go. Jennifer Buford, 2nd in points, may have just stolen one. As Morgan makes contact with the 20 and Sandrovich is now fading. The damage is too much. From dominating the race, leading the most laps, to now maybe falling outside the top 10 and losing the points lead. This has turned wrong for the 20th Sandrovich here tonight. But it's not over. Buford out front with a good-sized lead, but Jose Fernandez has the draft and the push from the 88th Eli Bright to possibly get up there. Alexander Rosema moves his way up to 4th. Michael Ferris up to 5th. John West up to 6th. Steve Morgan, the 99, is falling back to 9th. Sandrovich is trying to cling on to the back of the top 15 now. Down the backstretch of their race. They'll see 2 laps to go this time. Jennifer Buford trying to hold that race lead, but Fernandez. Oh, he got tight there, though. Eli looks to the inside. This might be all she wrote. 2 laps of racing to go, Darlington. They battle for 2nd. And this battle for 2nd may have been all she wrote. Jennifer Buford has gotten away as Eli Bright grabs the 2nd position, but it's too late. Fernandez might fall a few positions right here as well. as the A2 will get around for third. And Jose Fernandez falls back to fourth. But meanwhile, second in points, Jennifer Buford. Started second, fell back, and was in the right position at the right time. She'll see the white flag one more time around Darlington for the 62, Jennifer Buford. Can Eli Bright close in somehow in some way and make a valiant effort, a valiant charge on this last lap for Eli Bright? He's gaining down the backstretch. Will we see a last lap pass into turn 3? Eli trying, Jennifer out front. Eli backs up the corner trying to get a good exit. Off of 4. Jennifer Buford will get out front late. Hold on over Eli Bright. Buford wins at Darlington. But it was close. And Jennifer Buford wins at Darlington with a little bit of luck, but definitely had to hold Eli off at the end. Steve Morgan, the 99's up 11th outside the top 10. Joe Sandrovich in the 20 ends up 21st outside the top 20 and will lose the points as Jennifer Buford second in points and ended up winning. My goodness. We thought we kind of knew how the points were going to shake up. We thought Sandrovich was going to gain a little bit on Buford there, get a win, keep the points lead. But now he really needs to win badly because Buford definitely pulled away with this win. My goodness. Let's go check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Southern 300 at Darlington. There were no caution flags and one lead change among 2 different drivers, and Jennifer Buford leading the final 5 laps to get to victory lane over Eli Bright second. Eli tried at the end, just could not get it done. Alexander Rowan third, Jose Fernandez fourth, and Michael Ferris rounding out the top 5. They have John Weston 6th, Gatling Downey 7th, Jonathan Buford in 8th, Christian Parker 9th, and Roland Cook rounds out the top 10. So there's your top 20. Track position meaning a ton here at Darlington. Lane choice meaning a ton at Darlington. The inside definitely going to move up. If you're at the back, you're not going to be able to finish in the top 10. If you're top 10, say like 7th, you're definitely going to get up there like Eli Bright, Alexander Rowe. They're on the inside, and in the top 10 end up finishing 2nd and 3rd. And then we look down, heartbreak of the day for Joe Sandrovich, who started on pole, leading the first 25 laps, dominating, looked like he was on his way to a victory. He ends up 21st. My oh my, in a damaged race car. 39 cars finished on the lead lap. Colton Yeo had some sort of issue, but got back out on the track, but 4 laps down, and it hurt his race. He was running, I believe, 11th. He could have had a shot at the top 10 there at the end with all the craziness that went on around him. And then 2 cars that had mechanical failures, Patrick Smith and Jay Jefferson, will finish 41st and 42nd, respectively. Let's now go look at the point standings. So here are points, 20 races down, and Jennifer Buford, as we mentioned, second win of the season, and gains that points lead by 53 points over Joe Sandrovich, who really either need to win now or to get back up to that top position in points. Joe Jefferson is third, 133 back. He needs to win badly. Same with Luigi in fourth and Jose Fernandez in fifth. Eli Bright in sixth. They have Jonathan Buford in seventh. Steve Morgan is eighth. Roland Cook ninth, and Michael Ferris rounds out the top 10. So there's your top 20. And somehow, someway, Eli Bright has 8 top 10s and 8 top 5s. Still somehow, every time he's finished in the top 10, he's finished top 5. Same with Jennifer Buford, but man, Eli has done that 8 times compared to Buford's 5. And Eli has the most top 5s by two, as Jose Fernandez has 6. My goodness. It's going to come down to it. Right now, your chasers, Jennifer Buford, Eli Bright, Jonathan Buford, Roland Cook, Justin Heath, James DeCurligan, Gatling Downey, Jim Gammett. That's 8 in the top 20. That's 8 in the 12. You look down, Isaac Nichols would be the 9th. The 10th would be Adam McDowell. The 11th would be Alexander Rowe. And Wyatt Walker would be the 12th. Jake Galloway is just outside of a position. Tim Randolph is just outside of a position. Justin Zeidel needs to get to the top 30. Same with Luke Rainey down there. I don't know if Rainey's points are counting. Yeah, they are actually. So somehow I got Rainey's points to count there. That's kind of amazing. Good job by me, and good job by Code for suggesting how to fix it. If you're not on Discord, you wouldn't know why this is this being talked about. But so yeah, that could definitely change this points position. Joe Sandrovich could get a win. He could get to the points lead. Joe Jefferson could get a win, get to the points lead. Code Luigi, Jose Fernandez, Steve Morgan. There's so many drivers in the top 20 that don't have wins. If they get a win, it would change this whole picture. It could change the whole picture if, say, Jake Galloway gets a second win, if Tim Randolph gets a second win, if Justin Zeidel gets a second win. You know, there's so much that can happen here. We still won't know until the checkered flag waves in the final race of the regular season. So a lot is still left undetermined as we head to the next race, which is going to be another wild one, the Sharpie 300 at Bristol. See you guys then.